While running for president, Joe Biden said he'd met President Xi many times and knew him well, but after 10 months in office, the two leaders of the world's two biggest economies have had just 2 phone calls. While politically opposite to the Trump administration, the Biden White House has largely continued hostile policies against China, from keeping in place trade tariffs to building military and diplomatic alliances in the Asia-Pacific region that Beijing says are designed to contain China. The first meeting between Chinese and US top diplomats in Alaska this March was rancorous. Washington openly critical of China over Hong Kong, Xinjiang and Taiwan, China accusing the US of violating China's sovereignty. The Biden administration has also pushed, with limited success, allies in Europe to sideline China and Chinese companies in supply chains, technology and trade, and to pressure Beijing on human rights too. The revival of the so-called Quad grouping of India, Japan, Australia and the US, with the first ever leaders summit held at the White House in September, also helped to raise tensions.
Well, good morning from Australia.
And in the same month, a new security pact with Australia and the UK, known as AUKUS, and it plans to deliver nuclear submarines to Canberra and cooperate on military technology going forward. And tensions over Taiwan have also escalated. The US has deployed military trainers to the island. Beijing and the US and its allies have increased military activity in the Taiwan Strait. The US adherence to the One China policy was also called into question after President Biden indicated a possible security guarantee for Taipei. That has since been walked back.
I've spoken with Xi about Taiwan. We agree we'll abide by the Taiwan agreement. That's where we are. And we made it clear that I don't think he should be doing anything other than abiding by the agreement.
China and the US also released a surprise statement of cooperation on climate change at the COP26 meetings in Glasgow. And as inflation and supply chain issues threaten the US economic recovery, there is talk of reviving the Trump-era Phase 1 trade deal and possible tariff reductions too.
Will you be heading home soon?
And the release of Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou from Canadian custody also helped ease tensions somewhat. The US has also renewed its presence at the ASEAN, East Asian and APEC, but has not joined any of the regional trade pacts that are helping drive the Asia-Pacific's economic recovery. However, as President Xi Jinping warned the APEC leaders recently, the region and China does not want a new Cold War, but cooperation.
Attempts to draw ideological lines or form small circles on geopolitical grounds are bound to fail. The Asia-Pacific region cannot and should not relapse into the confrontation and division of the Cold War era.
While this meeting or summit success is far from guaranteed, it comes potentially at an auspicious time after the climate talks in Glasgow, Scotland, and also the intense Asian diplomacy about the economic recovery. Also, just hot on the heels of the 6th plenum of the 19th Party Congress in China, which charts China's development future. Now, while both countries agree that they can compete vigorously against each other, they and the world knows that the planet is better off where the two biggest economies and powers in the world cooperate. Nathan King, CGTN, at the White House.